Sean, Mr. Perfect. Where did Mr. Perfect go? He is here though. I see a protein shake bottle. I see a blender bottle. It's not really blendy. There's no... Should we test it out? How do you open?
Got in there.
It's definitely not alcohol. All right, welcome back. We are here with the man himself, Mr. Hugh. This gentleman has a long history of BMW ownership. We have his S54 Z4M coupe in here for some work today. I'll let him take it over, take you for a tour of the car.
Yeah, so I had an 01 M3 for a long time, blue head gasket. Felt like I was done spending money on that car. These guys, I came in here, they helped me out with that car and just pointed me right to an M coupe, which I had no thought that there was even one in town. Look at this. Lived in Austin, Texas for most of its life. And basically immaculate inside, just need to be, it's got 111,000 miles on it. It just needed all the 100,000 mile stuff. And so we're here today to do a lot of that. I think Sean's already pulled the front end apart. We're rock solid now. It's fun to see it.
And we used all Bizon components?
Good.
Nice.
On one half of the garage, I've got an X7 daily, and now the other half, I got the biggest car on one side and the smallest car on the other, so I got all my bases covered. I guess the goal will be eventually to track this, just have some fun with it. I had an M4 for a while, that was my track car. So I sort of unloaded everything and I'm starting over, and to have such a cool, rare, fine example of this car, I just can't wait to do something fun with it. I mean, it's definitely gonna be a looker when we're out with the clubs, and you know, it was always funny how many what's up or heys or cool cars I got with the M4 versus the 01 M3. And the M3 got them way more. I mean, that always got the looks out in the gas station or whatever when people were out and about. So this one ought to really get it. Not that I'm necessarily hunting for that, but it is fun to get them. Sean here has all of the aftermarket parts that any smart guy would put in this if they're doing all this work. Dave's been sending me pictures of it as they've been doing the work, so it's been really a very fun communicative process the whole time. And I mean, we're a day and a half into this and about to get it back, so I'm really appreciative of all the hard work and know-how these guys have here.
The thunderous noises that this thing makes. I haven't driven an AMG in a while. Jay, you had one, but naturally aspirated, big V8. Of course, you got the stamp on the block from who built it in Germany. Monster of a car. Woo!
That's pretty. Wow.
I could see like beach house. Got this tucked away in a beach house down in Florida, Outer Banks, maybe Charleston. Never taken above 60 miles an hour, but when you start it, that's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. That's a 2500. It's been idling for over 10 minutes, so yes, it's warm. 2500 throttle blip. It's 2500. Red line is 7.
I gotta get it.
That's fun.
That side profile is just sexy.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
My
Absolutely
goodness.
Gorgeous. Can't see this. Don't look. Yeah, it's a Toyota Land Cruiser. It's a 200 series, 2013, 144,000 miles. Belongs to a really good friend of ours who spent a lot of time searching this one out. He's had it for, I guess, about a year now. And it's time to let it go. He's downsizing, has a bunch of race cars, other cars. And this is a, 200 series Land Cruiser, V8, legendary comfort, off-road capability, performance, practicality, you name it. That's why people love these. The cult following in the Land Cruiser. You don't want to drive a minivan? There's your answer. You got an M3, maybe you daily a 5 Series, you have an M5, whatever. What does your wife drive? What do you drive? This one. That's it. It's gonna be funny because Doug DeMaro's is almost identical with 40,000 less miles in tan, and this one has a black interior. JBL synthesis, heated and cooled seats, the cooler glove box. It's gonna be interesting to see what Doug DeMaro's heads up on Cars and Bids. But Blizzard Pearl Metallic, nice pearlescent paint. John's doing some brake pads at the moment. This is a car you buy, drive your family around in, And then when they turn 18, you give the car to them and they drive it for 15 years. 144,000 miles. I heard once that on these V8s, and people correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard once that Toyota will build these V8s and then reserve them the premium, like 1%. They'll reserve them for the Land Cruisers. All around the world, you can find these things. They're used by governments, military. They're just absolute beasts of off-road performance. They're tanks. It's really neat to have one. Little update. Z4M Coupe Interlagos. Almost done. Gonna have some wheel refinishing, some interior work, got new kidney grills, just had some paint work. Mechanics are pretty much done, so this guy is almost ready. This is a Z4M Coupe, just around 100,000 miles, Interlagos blue on a Mola red, only 6 in this color combination, and it's almost complete. Hopefully next week, Jay, you'll see this guy listed and done. Cow's getting replaced. We're bringing this thing back to its glory. Over here is a 2011 E91. You know I love wagons. If you're a wagon lover, raise your hand. 2011 E91 just came in from across the country in Nevada, so it's got a little bit of dirt on it. Probably some salt too, but this one is a 2011 rear-wheel drive Alpine on Oyster. It's gonna clean up well. Wheels need some work for sure. Tires. We're gonna bring this thing back to life. Jay, get a look at what this thing looks like now. Look how dirty.
Yeah, this is what you really can't see, but there it is.
Yeah, we're gonna follow this one along from start to finish. But a white E91 wagon, rear-wheel drive, perfect.
Oh yeah, look at that.
What if, 2-car garage scenario, right? White Toyota Land Cruiser, white E91 328 wagon. Maybe throw like an Alpine YN3 or a X5 in there. That'd be a good garage. I like the racks too. These are the low profile rails. I have the ones that stick up, but these are the preferred rails. These are nice. Oh man, this has Bilstein Nürburgring Nordschleife. It's been tested on the Nürburgring. Imagine taking a Land Cruiser on the Nürburgring. John, question of the week.
Yes, sir.
Top 3 most common BMW repairs. Mind you, 30 years of experience.
Oil filter housing gaskets, valve cover gaskets, oil pan gaskets.
Sean? Mr. Perfect? Where did Mr. Perfect go?
Here he is.
He is here though. I see a protein shake bottle. I see a blender bottle. It's not really blendy. There's no... Should we test it out? How do you open?
Got in there.
It's definitely not alcohol. Ooh, Daniel, Junior Tech, here we go. Daniel, what are the 3 most common BMW repairs?
What motor?
Any motor. The whole BMW universe.
I'll just go based on what we see here a lot with the E90s. Valve cover gasket is going to be leaking of some sort, usually towards like the back near the exhaust manifold because it heats up the most. Filter housing gasket, we'll kind of rope those together though, because just gaskets in general.
Third?
Third. Honestly, any type of like coolant issue, but it's typically because of the customer or like the owner of the car because they don't keep up with it. So I'll go with those 3 for
There
right
you
now.
go. All right, 2 out of 3 match. Yeah, good question, right? Hey,
It wasn't me, officer.
license and registration. I saw you doing that. Hey, question of the week. What are the top 3 most common BMW repairs you see? And don't ask which engine. Daniel already tried that.
Like specific? So how specific do you want to get? Yeah. Oil leak?
Yep.
Coolant leak?
Yep. Go oil and coolant.
Okay, so specifics.
Sure, go specific.
So valve cover gasket,
Ding,
filter housing gasket,
ding.
and we'll say radiator.
Oh, Daniel. Daniel and Sean matching. So John said valve cover, filter housing, and pan gasket. And Daniel said filter housing, valve cover, and cooling system. And you said the same. Let's see, I'm not a mechanic, so I'm just a sales guy. My most common repairs, gonna say E90 cup holders, windshield wiper blades, and washer fluid. That's about as specialized as I get. I can do brake pads, but you don't want me doing brake pads. That's it. Jay, what's up? We are back. This is our 2004 E46 M3. For many of you, like me, this was a poster car on the wall when you were in high school. The neighbor had an E46 M3, wanted one ever since. So it's nice to be in this guy.
Need for Speed Most Wanted. That made me want it.
Yeah, the PTR, yep. It's always a good day when we're in one of these guys. So this car was owned by a good friend of ours, a customer named Scott. Mr. Scott took care of this guy. We did some diff bushings, pinion seal, I think R-tabs as well. So the rear end is, this is tight. This car is really tight. It's got coilovers on it too. And it's now for sale, but it's an SMG. So the reason why we're in it today is because we haven't driven an SMG E46 M3, have we, Jay?
Now that you've mentioned it, no.
We have not. All right, so
I just hear what you guys talk about it, and it's like
a lot of I don't
know.
So time. A lot of people. First off, here's the work that we did to this guy. Now this is an under $20,000 clean title E46 M3. Oil change, brake flush, coolant flush, Vano sealing plate, constant pressure valve, thrust arm bushings, rear subframe bushings, differentials, R-tabs. That's the old invoice. But all of those have been done in the past, I'd say 5,000 miles. So before you go hating on the SMG, most of y'all have probably not driven one. Honestly, if you've ever made a comment about, oh, it's SMG, you probably haven't driven it. It's not that bad. If you think this car is a 2004, so we do the math, 20 years, right? 20 years ago, this was the shiz.
Yeah.
This was state of the art. Is it fast as a dual clutch? No. But is it quick? Yeah, it's not bad. They get a bad rep because they're expensive to repair. So if this hydraulic system poops the bed, you've got a deep, dark rabbit hole of big, expensive items to try and figure out. So more often than not, it's cheaper to just do a 6-speed swap. And we do the 6-speed swap in-house. So if you're interested, if you picked up an SMG for cheap and you want to make it a 3-pedal, no big deal. It's a few $1,000s. It's cheaper than the SMG. And at the end of the day, you'll have a brand new 6-speed M3. And we pan down here. This is where the difference is. So this is your SMG controller. You have shift sharpness, which you can adjust on how fast and how harsh you want the shifts to be. And this is your controller. So what this is this is a hydraulic control unit that's sitting on top. You also have paddles you can use, upshift and downshift. You have a hydraulic controller, a hydraulic pump, sitting on top of the transmission that's working the transmission for you. It's a hydraulic system. The issue is that hydraulic pumps, as you know, if you've ever had a piece of equipment or a boat with trims, they fail, they leak, and then they lose their ability to shift. You can see in the instrument cluster, you've got your gear light indicator. So I'm in full sharp shiftness. I'll put it in sport mode even, which changes the throttle a little bit. Downshift into 2. If you give it full throttle and you go to upshift, it can be pretty quick. It's not everybody's favorite, but don't count these out. It's still a fun driving experience. And then, yeah, when the day comes and the SMG poops the bed, make it a 6-speed. Thanks again for checking out one of our videos. Here at Atlas Motor Company, our BMW inventory gets refreshed every single week. We're gonna have fresh new content for you on a weekly basis. If you like what you guys saw, please like, subscribe, hit that notification button so you get alerts, and we'll see you next time.